Hi everyone, this is Menz here. I'm going to be playing the Tier 7 Premium Russian Tank Destroyer, the SU-122-44. Now, for Tier 7 TD, especially a premium tank, the 122mm D25S gun, pretty damn good. Almost 400 damage per shot, which is great, and for Tier 7 Premium, absolutely can murder tanks, because at this tier, as you see, not a ton of hit points. So you can two-shot some things and three-shot almost everything that you're going to be coming across, except for some heavy tanks that have a large hit pool. Now, penetration is pretty good for a tier 7. Now, it's kind of similar to, let's just hop over to the 112 here. 112 has pretty much same penetration, just different premium shell here. This has an APCR and that has a heat shell, which the penetration gain from the AP over to the APCR is significant enough to where they are useful. They are just a little bit more expensive. Now, this tank, as you see, kind of sacrifices a little bit for that high damage per shot with the accuracy and aiming time. However, it still has a pretty good rate of fire, so you can pump out a lot of damage in this thing. And since a lot of tanks, 175mm penetration is enough at tier 7, you will be able to fire a little farther out than you would think with this accuracy and still do damage. And if not, APCR is there. Now, downsides of this tank, only 330 meters for the V range, which is why I don't have optics on it. I have basically binocular telescopes on here to give me better V range when I'm hopefully sitting back farther and trying to do damage, because when you're moving around this thing, coated optics isn't going to bring your V range high enough to warrant using it. Things are still going to spot you before you see them, so if you're moving around, I find coated optics not really useful in this tank because the V range is so low. I'd rather have binocs and get the 25% increase, because this tank, you can fight either two ways. Primarily, since you don't have a good amount of HP and hull armor and your V range is low, you're going to want to kind of sit back, let your team spot for you, and you can use your great gun to pump out damage really quick and easy. Or in the same match later on, or depending on the map or situation, you can kind of hang a little closer. Just you don't want to pop out and take any stupid shots. That way you can get in huge chunks of damage per shot back into safety, and the V range won't come into effect because you'll be close to the enemy. So why even waste a slot on coated optics? You can, however, switch out. Gun laying drive, still a good option. Toolbox if you don't have a repair skill. So if telescope isn't for you, which I basically do not use it on many tanks, as you see it's only on 2 on this account, the gun laying drive I would probably go with the nearly 3-second aim time. But all in all, you can use a camo net, etc, etc. However, this tank, the camo values are alright. They're not anything amazing, but with 100% camo, which this has, you will find it helps you survive a little bit longer. Unless if you're shooting, then you basically lose everything. Now, as far as mobility goes, it has a pretty good top speed, traverse rate's very good, gun traverse doesn't matter too much, engine power, decent for your weight, so you will get around pretty quickly, no issues there. The main problem with this tank is once you're getting fired upon, your armor is not really capable of bouncing too many shots. It can bounce some tier 6 and under people, but as far as it goes, you don't want to really rely on your armor. So it says hop into a battle here. Now this is a favorite tank for a lot of people because it has that great gun, mobility, and as long as if you're not kamikazing into people, you're going to do alright in this thing. So I'm going to be heading to the southern side of the map. Northern side, it's just never really been my thing, unless if I have a lot of armor. I'd prefer to go down here, because usually you fight a little further out on this side of the map than you do here, where you're pretty much stuck on that little corner to begin with. Already can hit you. It's kind of a mess in a tank like this. As you see, accuracy on the move isn't terrible for the accuracy that you have. However, not exactly great where you're going to be pulling off all these trick shots. And when you move your hull, even if you're not really moving very quickly, your gun does bloom a lot. So since you have this limited gun arc left to right, it is something that comes into effect quite frequently. Even though E-25, very fast tank, this tank keeps up alright. As you see, I'm going to be passing this M6, and I'm not going to catch up to the E-25 of course, but that's pretty much impossible for most tanks. So I'm hoping I actually can pull up with this guy so we don't lose both of us to something stupid like them pushing out and taking him out, and then I'm not able to push in to help him. Okay, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get him. Ah, never mind. He killed him first. Now, gun depression, nothing really right about here. It's not terrible, it's not great. It's not really going to hamper you or help you in too many ways. Especially because when you point out with this thing, people can easily hit above your gun. Might be able to catch this AT-8, which at least I can trap him there. Hopefully they keep him tracked. I should be able to go through his side armor with at least APCR, but I'm going to try it one more time with AP round. Now as you see, I'm just bouncing off of him. I'm not able to hit his weak spot. This T-29's pushing though. Gotta turn around and face him wherever he's at. There he is. I was kind of expecting him to push a little sooner, but no. There he's at. Just hit him for a decent amount of HP. Pull back. Now I don't have a lot of gun depression, but I can go through his upper plate because I'm shooting down into him. So it's just hopefully take him out with that. Now I'm going to back up. Get back to safety because I don't want to stay here for too long. Just need to be careful with actually going down here. I'm going to wait for this guy to crest here so I can get some damage in. Of course already he's going to be firing at me. So I got to take this carefully. Let's just back up. Tactical retreat. Now, don't think I can get him before he backs up. He doesn't seem stupid, but it's the only thing I was able to hit on him. Now he's just gonna... There's that AT-8 behind me. Of course. No. Okay, let's see if I can get him. No, wasn't able to get him. So I'm surrounded with two sides. This isn't really where I like to be. However, I should be able to get him with HE because he has no HP left. If that guy pushes across the bridge, I should be able to get him, but then again, we're doing pretty well here. But as you see, this tank, very good gun. You just kind of have to deal with the accuracy slash penetration for tougher enemies at far range. However, you still can overcome that by using APCR. And the reload's not long enough to where you have to worry too much about running away and covering that reload. Because since you're doing nearly 400 damage per shot, people are going to feel that, and they do not want to get hit by your gun that often. Oh, shit, I didn't expect him to push up that far. Just want to make sure that that Firefly is not able to get me. Okay, there's an E-25. Gonna run into some issues, but what the hell? Hi, my friend. What the fuck? I bounced off him. That's a load of bullshit. It'd be nice if our arty can hit him. However, I'm not too confident that they're gonna get him before he gets me to my left. At least I got him out. It's just hopefully angle, bounce. Your armor's not great, but angling a bit on it does make it surprisingly strong if they're still hitting your frontal armor. The compound angles help out a lot. I did get lucky with the VK shot, but against the E-25 he kept shooting me in the upper glacis when I was highly angled. So you can kind of save yourself at times. Not reliably, but it does work. So not a bad match. Mystery badge 2nd class. I got a Steel Wall Award and a Spartan. As far as damage goes, most amount in the match, 1,864. Destroyed 4 tanks. Good amount of experience. I blocked 1,205 damage and spotted for 556. Credit-wise, still earned a decent amount of credits for a Tier 7 premium. I did miss a few APCR shots, so that's why my ammo bill is pretty high, and I didn't make a larger net profit. Now, just going over everything again, as you see, this tank's very mobile. Its armor, while not great, since it is angled, you can get a decent amount of bounces on it if you learn to just angle your tank in between your shots, or if you're trying to save your ass like I was there. You do get lucky, especially if people aren't chucking premium shells at you because they don't expect you to have a lot of armor. Now, the main feature of a tank destroyer, its gun, which, as you can see here, very good for a Tier 7, especially on a premium tank. Didn't want to right click that. Mainly, you're going to have to deal with the aiming time and the accuracy. The penetration, as you found out with the AT-8, you do get bounces on tougher enemies where you can't hit their weak spots, as you could in a tank with, say, 0.36 accuracy, basically average accuracy. So it's just something to keep in mind, because even with APCR you will get some bounces at long range. But this tank, for a Tier 7 premium, very good because it's able to do damage. You don't have to fight the tank too much to be able to actually use it like some premium tanks. And the only other little negative is the gun traverse arc. You can't really move left and right a lot, so you really have to set up correctly, or else you're going to be resetting and your aiming circle blooms a lot in this thing. But overall, pretty solid tank. If you have a Russian tank destroyer, very good choice, or if you don't really want to spend extra money to get a Tier 8 tank, this is a viable option. It definitely performs well, and as long as if you don't go gun-ho into tough enemies or get yourself into bad situations, it's very capable of doing a ton of damage each match. So anyway, thanks for watching this video. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to keep up to date new videos I put out, and check out my website, wotguru.com.